Hello, children. So, welcome to our English period. So, children, the last period we started with the chapter 3.6, The Merchant of Venice. So, in that we have seen that Antonio, he was a merchant who lived in Venice, a prosperous city in Italy. He was a kind man. He had many friends, but his best friend was Bassanio. So, Bassanio, how was he? He was a young and handsome nobleman, but unfortunately, he had no money. So next was the Bassanio wanted to marry Portia. Portia was beautiful and intelligent, and she was the only daughter of a very wealthy man. Okay, and her father died, leaving her a large estate. So, in Portia's father's will, he had returned, he had put some condition, he had set a test for her suitor. So, what he had returned that they had to choose between three caskets. Okay, so golden, silver, and lead. Okay, each casket has something written on it. On the golden casket, it was written, "Whoever chooses me shall gain what many men desire." On the silver casket, "Whoever chooses me shall get as much as he deserves." On the casket of lead, it was written, "Whoever chooses me must give and hazard all he has." And he must give and he must risk all he has. Whatever he has, he has to put that in some danger, in some risk. Okay, hazard all he has. Okay, so there were two suitors. One was Prince of Morocco. He opened which casket, children? Golden casket. And it was written it was not the right casket, and all that glitters is not gold. Another suitor was the Prince of Aragon. He chooses the silver casket, but that too was not the right casket. Okay, remember, till here we finished. Okay, now we will move forward. Ready? Page number 71. Yeah. So now, what next? Bassanio wanted to try his luck with the caskets. So already it was told that Bassanio he wanted to marry Portia. So now he wanted to try his luck with the caskets. To do that, he had to travel to Belmont, where Portia lived on her estate. Okay, travel to Belmont. Children, Belmont it is a city in the US state of California. It is a city where Portia lived on her estate, on her property. He needed money for that to reach there. Okay, to meet Portia and that fulfill that condition, he need to reach there. So to reach there, he needed money. When Antonio came to know this, so Antonio came to know knew this because Bassanio was Antonio's best friend. Antonio came to know this. He wanted to help because it is already told that he was his best friend. Okay, he told Bassanio to borrow money in his Antonio's name. Okay, he told Bassanio that you can borrow money in his name. Whose name? Antonio's name. So they went to Sherlock. They went to Sherlock, the Jewish money lender, okay, and asked him for the money to borrow money. They went to Sherlock. Who was Sherlock? He was the Jewish money lender. Money lender means a person whose business is to lend money to others, and that person who get the money he has to pay interest. Okay, that is we can say in Hindi it is sahukar, a person whose business is to lend money to others and who in return pays interest. Okay, he was a Jewish money lender. Now, Jewish means children, it is a religion connected with people whose traditional religion is uh, Judaism. Okay, Jewish it is a connected with people whose traditional religion is Judaism, that is religion developed among the ancient Hebrews. Okay, relating to we can say relating to Jewish or their culture or religion. That is the Jewish. It is the kind of religion, okay, of Jewish people. Okay, Jewish money lender. Okay, Jewish means relating to Jewish or their culture and religion. So he was a Jewish money lender and asked him for the money. Okay. Now Sherlock had lot of money, but he was not all that. he was not at all generous. Okay, he was not all that generous. He had lot of money, but he was not all that generous. Generous means he was not willing to give and share. The person who is generous means he was not generous. He was not willing to give and share his money. Money was all that he cared for. Means he loved his money so much that he was not ready to give it to anyone. So money was all that he cared for. He where is going on? Okay. He did not like Antonio. Okay. He was not generous. And next point is he did not like Antonio because Antonio sometimes lent people money without charging any interest for it. Okay. You know Antonio because Antonio he was also a businessman. No? So he sometimes lent people, sometimes gave money to people, uh, people without charging any interest for it. Okay, lent money means udhar dena. Okay, so he gave people money without charging any interest for it. Okay, that's why he was angry with Antonio. And Sherlock, he used to take lot of interest. The people who used to take money from Sherlock, they has to return the money plus heavy amount of interest. Okay, so Antonio, but he was a kind person. So sometimes, looking at the condition of people, he sometimes gave people money without charging any interest for it. Udhar dena. Okay, lend means udhar dena. Okay, children, means we can say to grant the use of something on condition that will be returned. That is lending people the money. So Sherlock decided to take advantage of the situation. Now Sherlock decided that now this is a very good chance to take advantage of the situation. He gave them the money on a strange condition. So it was Bassanio to borrow money. So Bassanio was Antonio's friend, and Antonio was a kind and generous person. Okay, so but Sherlock was not liking Antonio. Okay, that's why he decided to take advantage of this situation. He gave them the money on a strange condition. Which condition? If Antonio failed to return the money, Antonio failed to return the money because Bassanio was taking the money from Sherlock in whose name? Antonio's name. Okay. So ultimately, Antonio he had to return the money. Okay. So Sherlock put a strange condition. What condition? If Antonio failed to return the money within 3 months, Sherlock would cut off a pound of Antonio's flesh. This was the condition. So he was not asking for interest. He was asking that if he, uh, it is not said that whether he had to give interest or not, that is not clearly given. But condition was if Antonio failed to return the money within 3 months, Sherlock would cut off a pound of Antonio's flesh. Okay, his flesh. So what? Pound. Pound means children, it is unit for measuring weight. Pound means unit for measuring weight. 1 pound is approximately equal to 454 grams. Understood? 1 pound is approximately equal to 454 grams. So what happens? So what is the condition? That if Antonio failed to return the money, Sherlock would cut off a pound of Antonio's flesh. Antonio agreed to this and borrowed the money for Bassanio because Bassanio was his best friend. So he agreed that okay, if I fail to return the money, I will cut off a pound of my flesh and give it to you. And he agreed to this and borrowed the money. Okay, children. Now Bassanio went to Belmont. Why to Belmont? To meet Portia. So when he saw the caskets, he chose the lead one. That was the right casket, and Bassanio won Portia's hand by choosing it. That was the right casket, and he won Portia's hand by choosing it. Portia too was glad to marry Bassanio. Portia was very glad to marry Bassanio. In the meanwhile, children, meanwhile means it is a phrase here while something else is happening. In the meanwhile means when something else is happening. So, what something else is happening? Sherlock heard that Antonio had lost his ships. Sherlock heard that. Starting till it was told that Antonio was waiting for his ships to return with merchandise. Now, what happened? Sherlock heard that Antonio had lost his ships. Okay, due to some bad luck. We don't know. Okay, he heard that Sherlock heard that Antonio had lost his ships. He was very happy. Who was happy? Sherlock was happy that Antonio would not be able to pay the money. So now, no ships means nothing to, no merchandise means no profit. Okay, no goods, no profit. So, no money. So, he was happy that now Antonio would not be able to pay the money which he had to return to Sherlock. Okay, so he took, come to next, he took Antonio to court and demanded that he fulfill the strange and cruel condition. Now, Sherlock, as told earlier, so he he cared for all his money. So now he was happy that he knew now Antonio lost his ships, though he was not having money. So what he did, he took Antonio to court and demanded that he fulfill the strange and cruel condition. The condition was that he should give 1 pound of Antonio's flesh. The Duke liked Antonio. The Duke also, Duke means the British highest title. Okay, the person with British highest title. He was called the Duke. Okay, the person with highest title. The Duke liked Antonio and was sorry for him. He liked Antonio because Antonio was a kind person. So he liked Antonio and was sorry for him. He felt sorry for him. But what could he do? Antonio had returned a bond to Sherlock, a legally binding agreement. Bond means a legally binding agreement. And according to that bond, the person have to fulfill whatever is written in that. And what was the bond? If Antonio failed to return the money to Sherlock, what he had to do? He had to give 1 pound of his flesh to Sherlock. That was the bond. Bond means a legally binding agreement. So Antonio had returned a bond to Sherlock, and according to the law, Sherlock was right because Antonio he had put a signature there, he agreed to this condition. That's why, according to law, okay, Sherlock was right. Okay, children, now what to do? So, what will happen next? We will see in the next video. Okay, children.